Hello everyone, it's May 10, 2021 and you're watching me, Nikki Yu, also known as Physics Trader. Thank you for watching the Awesome10X global market updates and Philippine market updates. So today we're going to discuss a deep dive on Monde Nissin's IPO, initial public offering. So let's begin. We could see that Monde Nissin is a well-loved company. You all know about their brands, Lucky Me, Pancit Canton, packed and sealed with love. And of course, you know about the other brands, Skyflakes, Vita, you know about MY San Grahams, Corn Foods, Love Food Cauldron, Eat Better. Perhaps for others, like in the Philippines, you might not be aware of Corn Foods. Corn Foods is alternative meat similar to Beyond Meat and Impossible Foods. Cauldron is also a vegan food everyone can enjoy, including tofu, falafel, and sausages. Monde cupcakes, of course, everyone knows about these because of the sponge cakes, the baked bars, the Monde Nissin Mamon, always within reach, always special. Nissin, happy snacking, wafers, cookies, coconut biscuits is sure to complete every family's bonding moment. Jelly Vic Jelly Drink is a 2-in-1 jelly juice drink that is helping protect you from negative effects of stress. So if you take a quick look, the prices are very competitive. You can see that Nissin Happy Snackin' is available in Lazada, 245 pesos. You've got Nissin Eggnog Cookies, Nissin QB Wafer Chocolates and Cream, Nissin Wafer Vanilla Chocolates, Bingo, Special Mamon, Nissin Wafer, Butter Coconut Cookies. Those are all Monde Nissin products. So Monde Nissin's 6 top brands are Lucky Me, Skyflakes, Vita, Nissin, Monde, Corn. We aspire to improve the well-being of people, the planet, and create sustainable solutions for food security. So the secular trend and theme that Monde Nissin is involved in is food security. We're going to be 10 billion people by 2050. Sure enough, in the next 30 years, you and your child will still know about these brands, Monde Nissin. Sustainability is at the heart of everything we do. We recognize that the food we produce has significant impacts on the consumer's well-being as well as the well-being of our environment. They are a food manufacturer of all noodles, biscuits, cookies, etc. Today, our strategy is even more profound. Through our ongoing intensive consumer research, we're able to understand and address the needs of a changing world in a smart and sustainable manner. This is what sets Monde Nissin apart. Monde Nissin is aware of the global population crisis and the food security that it has to solve. We're going to hit 10 billion people in 2050. That's 30 years from now. And with 3 billion people more mouths to feed, we have to be sustainable. We have to access food sustainably for this growing population. So they are ready with products for the environment. They're ready for products that are also alternative meat solutions. And of course, they want to increase that global food requirement by serving a lot of farmers and addressing malnutrition. This is their plan. They want to address, continually enhance their products to develop consumer education in health and nutrition, reduce the use of non-certified palm oil through technology and sustainable sourcing, reduce plastic in all products packaging. So they are a huge believer of biodegradable plastics, shifting from non-recyclable to recyclable packaging, supporting communities throughout crisis through CSR products, such as financial and product donations, reducing energy consumption through conservation programs such as installing heat recovery systems in the facilities in the Philippines, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, shifting to low carbon energy sources, promoting inclusive distribution growth, enabling labor participation of the marginalized sector, and continually investing in new businesses and new technologies, enabling Monde Nissin to create value to society in a sustainable way. You're seeing that all of these are actually ESG involved types of goals. So addressing food security, biodegradable plastics, low carbon emissions, and a lot of CSR programs. Their strategies are healthier and better portfolio. That's by 2030, they're making sure that the product mix is going to be healthy and better. Something that big brands like Kellogg's, Conagra Foods, Nestle, all of these companies are also involved upon. Moving towards a resource efficient and zero waste value chain, aiming for zero waste to nature by 2030. That's their biodegradable plastic plan. So 100% recyclable packaging by 2025, just in 5 years. Who are the companies that are already doing this? Unilever, Procter & Gamble, Danone, Nestle. Those are the companies that are involved. in a lot of these recyclable packaging. Of course, Adidas, a lot of companies are more and more making sure that the bottles and all the packaging is recyclable and 100% decomposable. Transitioning to a low carbon value chain, this is aiming for 50% reduction in the intensity of our manufacturing operations, scaling up inclusiveness with 25,000 more livelihood opportunities and financial credit and distribution partners of about small scale distribution partners. Fostering an inclusive environment through better workplace practices and employing employees to put their aspiration into action. 100% of our employees observe that sustainability is embraced in the way they make decisions by 2030. So let's take a look at the brands. Lucky Me Pancit Canton is #1 in 2020, and more importantly, it's #1 for the past 5 consecutive years. A lot may have changed in 2020 in the pandemic, but Lucky Me stays at the top most chosen brand in the Philippines for the 5th year in a row. That's top 1 in the Philippines, according to Kantar's brand footprint study. The brand's rankings are based on consumer reach points. This is a unique measurement and combining the number of households purchasing the brand. In 2019, Lucky Me dominated the market with 837 million CRP. This was bought by nearly all Philippine households, 97.2% in 2019, more than 35 times a year. Exact numbers for 2020 are to be released in the first half of 2021 following this announcement. Monde, so you're aware of the fluffy bread, you're aware of all the cupcakes. Monde Nissin made Fluffylicious for you and me. They have their new breads, milk breads, fluffy breads. Of course, you're aware of the MY Sangre Ham, easy as 1, 2, 3. Monde Nissin is together with Singapore's Temasek Foundation. They're also donating a total of 40,000 test kits helping fight against COVID-19. Both organizations are providing 20,000 each, arranging to have it split between UP's PGH and the National Institute of Health. So they did a donation, and Kantar is also revealing that in Asia, you could see these certain brands, the most chosen FMCG brands ranking, Yili, Indomie, Otogi, Maggi, and Lucky Me are this year's most chosen brands. Philippines top 5, #1 is Lucky Me. #2 is Nescafe. #3 is Surf. #4 is Silver Swan. #5 is Copico. Purchase acquisitions, consumer reach points, households buying at least once. Penetration is 97.7%, Lucky Me. Chosen by consumer frequency, a high number of 35.8%. In China's mainland, the top 5 are Yili, Mengniu, Master Kong, Hade, and Wantuan. In Indonesia, the urban top 5 is Indomie, So Clean, Kapal Api, Royco, Mi Sedap. So you're seeing that the Philippines is an instant noodle nation. This is their corn foods ahead of their time, Corn and Impossible Foods, the plant-based meat revolution. You can watch it, CNA Insider. This is a 47-minute rendition. We can just watch the first few parts.
The sizzle of the patty, the ooze of the dumpling, and the crunch of fried chicken.
But looks can be deceiving, because everything you've just seen is not meat. Those are normal meat texture. They really look similar.
It tastes like meat.
No, I'm not sure.
Which one's not meat? This one's not meat? So this one's actually meat? Oh, wow.
Meatless meats are on a meteoric rise and is projected to become a US $1.5 billion industry by 2022. This wave of change in the way we eat is only made possible through visionaries like Corn, pioneer of plant-based foods, and more recently, those who've dared to be different. Impossible Foods, serving up a never-before-seen product, a burger that bleeds. And it has a big mission.
The only way we can change that system is to produce products that can out-compete and outperform an animal.
You never get a second chance. Whatever you launch first, it's a do or die.
Who was able to discover something that would not only be a good protein, but would also be a positive impact on the planet.
I was trying to put the concept across to influential leaders. It was very tough. It's just weird, picky.
So you can see vegan burgers, vegan sausages, vegan beef, vegan pork. That's what Corn Foods is. ahead of their time, Corn and Impossible Foods. For your information, most of the alternative meat products are trading about $5 to $10 billion a piece. So leading this wave is Corn, a first mover of plant-based food, Impossible Foods, serving never-before-seen products, a burger that leads all in the quest of greater awareness for waistlines in the world. Of course, you know about Beyond Meat, so those are the alternative meats. If you take a look at the Monde Nissin video, these are what you'll see. Monde Nissin cheese bar, new favorite snack for kids. Mamacita's Caldereta Mix, also a part of Monde Nissin's brands. Cheese bar, catching feelings sa homework, that's the bingo. Chocolate cookies. Monde Mamon, Mamon it with love, orangey sweet. Oyster Sarap, that's Mamacita's. Mamacita's oyster sauce, you know about Mamacita as a soy sauce, all the types of sauces. So it's a mixture of something. If you're a Japanese or foreigner, you are aware of Kikoman. You are aware of how useful this is in household products. And the Knorr seasoning is a Unilever product. You'll see that what Monde Nissin has here are undisputable essentials in your households, whether that be snack foods or seasonings or breads. So that's how resilient Monde Nissin Philippines products are. And you could see from their own conglomerate pie, this is what Monde Nissin Philippines looks like. You've got the bakery business, that's the biscuit, wafer, cakes production. You've got the manufacturing wherein they do the noodles, the seasoning. They manufacture, they have their quality assurance, they have the plants in Pampanga, Cebu, Davao, Transcend plants, supply networks, packaging development. In terms of sales, they handle everyone, modern trade, NCL area sales. You heard a while ago, 97% penetration rate. That means that their sales and marketing can handle entire Philippines. When it comes to Corn, right now they're in the beverage brand development, and also they're doing their brands and their products further. Marketing-wise, they already handle very well the noodles brand, which is Lucky Ni Pancit Canton, the MY San brands, which is the biscuits developments, culinary brand development, which are your Mamacitas. Now, in terms of staffing, you saw that they plan to grow another 25,000 employees. They've got a lot of manufacturing plants currently in Laguna, Cebu, Pampanga, Davao, and they're going to transcend all the way as we grow as a country in the next 30 years. Okay, so let's take a look further in the Monde Nissin Corporation. The 100% of Monde Nissin, you've got the international investments. You've got Monde Nissin in Thailand, Monde Nissin in New Zealand, Monde Nissin in Singapore, Hong Kong, China, and White Faith Investment Holdings. And then, of course, you've got the Monde Nissin Singapore, which is an limited company owning companies for Monde Nissin UK and Marlowe Foods. In UK, they have subsidiaries for United States, Germany, United Kingdom, Sweden, Italy, and Thailand. So this company's Corn Foods is very much in the UK region and the US region. Now, Monde MY San Corporation, you're aware of this is the 100% owned of Monde Nissin Corporation. You've got ownership of about 96% of KBP International Holding Inc., which owns 40% of Monde Land in the Monde Rizal Properties Inc. and the Suntrack Corporation. You also own 49% of Monde Mali Beverage Corporation, Sari Monde Foods, All Fit and Popular Foods Inc. So who are the certified list of stockholders prior to the IPO? That would be the shareholders, Hartono Quifanos, Betty Ang, Henry Sosanto, My Crackers Inc., and so forth. So these are the top shareholders. And because of this IPO, you're going to get a 30% stake. They're going to sell $1 billion or about 50 billion pesos for this company. It's going to be priced at 13 peso 50 cents. Okay, so let's understand the sales of this company. You could see that the sales are 67 billion pesos for Monde Nissin, or roughly, if it's gonna be trading at about $3 billion IPO, that would be a 3 times price to sales. The company will trade at 3 times price to sales. Its sales in a year are growing somewhere in the 5 to 10% region. The gross profit in a year is about 26.5 billion, showing to you that it's about a 40% margin. for those noodles, biscuits, etc. For the Filipinos out there, a 40% gross profit margin is substantial in the food manufacturing. It means that it's very efficient and very scalable, and the factories are basically built for really cash flow machine. So let's take a look at their sales. They spend about 13 billion in sales, which means that the income levels is about roughly 11 to 12 billion a year. So after taxes, before taxes, about 12 billion pesos. And then their net income after all of these taxes would be 8 billion, which makes Monde Nissin a high cash flow machine that they could definitely pay dividends every year, not just over time, but every single year for the next 30 years. So this is Philippines' biggest IPO, 70 billion pesos sales. That would be 13.5 per share. Let's understand more about this company. This is a producer of Southeast Asian countries' best-selling instant noodle. They're selling 3.6 billion shares with an over-allotment of about 400 million, which means 540 million, which means it's going to be 4.14 billion shares. 4.14 times 13, roughly equivalent to 50 billion pesos. That would be about $1 billion, and Monde Nissin will be the biggest on record for the country. This will be larger than SM Investment Corporation's 30 billion peso IPO in 2005. And definitely, if you're asking, Monde Nissin will definitely be part of PSEI after this IPO. So that definitely means that your 30 stock market index would definitely have Monde Nissin as an entry point there. Now, this is a blockbuster IPO, and people are aware of how huge the company's sales are. The trading will begin on June 7, 2021. They make crackers, muffins, biscuits, presence in more than 30 countries in Southeast Asia. In 2015, just about 5 years ago, their future is in meat products and in a lot of alternative meat products. So those are sausages, hot dogs that aren't really meat, but are actually plants. So it's plant-based meat. They acquired the British meat substitute maker Corn Foods for 764 million US dollars. The IPO is going to be used for loan repayments, general corporate use. And as you can see, the company has a lot of income and sales. Therefore, they could really use just the IPO to take advantage of the cheap money in the markets right now. And it's your choice to actually invest in it. All the best companies in the Philippines are already involved. BPO, BPI, First Metro, and your joint book runners are UBS, Citigroups, Credit Suisse, JP Morgan Chase. There's a talk that is attracting GIC. That would be the Temasek Singapore. That would be the government fund of Singapore, as well as Fidelity to $1 billion IPO, seeing that this is actually similar in terms of business. The business is household brands. So the close comparison for the peers would be Nissin Cup Noodles, which is in Japan, Kikkoman Soy Sauce, Unilever. You've got the brands of Procter & Gamble. In the Philippine counterpart, it's URC. In US, it's Nestle. In US, it's about Conagra Foods, Kellogg's. And then in European, it's Nestle. So Fidelity are in discussions to buy a chunk. It's going to be a 70-30. On that 540 million shares, on that 4 billion shares, about 70% of that is allocated to Insti and about 30% is allocated to retail, or about 1.5 billion shares, or roughly in the zone of about $300 million up for grabs for the retail market. And the other $700 million is up for grabs for the institution. So my idea is that GIC and Fidelity would probably get at least about $10 to $20 million each on their allocation for this 1 billion. I'm not sure how big they would be, but I'd say $10 to $20 million is normal for a government fund to put in, or even higher for a $1 billion IPO proceeds on this one. 3 times price to sales. You could so how do we compare this one? Okay, so let's take a look at the companies that we are already aware of. That would be, this is a simple look. You go simply to Unilever, Nestle, and take a look at the companies over the last 10 years. So those are the comparables for this Monde Nissin. So Nestle is a market cap of about $340 billion, NSRGY OTC. If you even if you just don't look at the 1 year, what you could see is that these companies go up to all-time highs if you're looking from a 10-year perspective. So I'm going to show you the monthly chart of Nestle. So from 1996, since listing, this was $10. And after about 25 years, it's 120. Granted, you may not have 30 years to 10x your money, but that is typical for all the types of companies that fall in the realm of household food products. That's Nestle for you. I'm going to show to you Unilever. So this is Unilever, UL. Also the same, let's take a look at the last 30 years. This is 1990 to 2020. It's about $5. This is about 59. So I told you it's 10x in about 30 years. So a 10x in 30 years roughly means that if you've got 2050 to invest, this company is a cost averaging type of company. 13 pesos is going to go 100 pesos year 2030 at 2050. So that means that by 2035, your money is 5x. So if you don't mind making 5x your money in 15 years, or about 2x your money in about 7 to 8 years, this is a good investment. So Awesome10X would like to recommend Monde Nissin IPO as part of your core holdings in your portfolio. If you are making double your money in 8 years, what's the rule of 72? That means Monde Nissin is a 9% CAGR company. 72 divided by 8 is 9. Quick out it. That means that your average return every single year is about 8 to 9%. This is going to be suitable to which type of person. Number one, you want a cash flow machine, and that's what this type of company does. This is also a company that will expand, but eventually their sales, because of the fact that it's a 70 billion peso type of sale company, you need to see them grow only if the growth kicker here is the corn foods. So other than the corn foods, I'd say that the rest is really just stable. And so this is not a growth company. You typically see this as a balanced. This is going to complement all the portfolios that want balance. You want an 8% a year. You want simple cash dividends. Usually these types of companies pays about 1 to 2% cash dividend a year. And any drops of companies like this would be maximum tolerance of only about 30%. So 1350, I would assume even in the worst of times, this will only drop to about 10 peso. So how do I know this? Take a look at how Unilever has been very resilient over time. 25 to about 12. Well, that was the year 2000 NASDAQ bubble. 37 to about 18, 50% off, but that is the 2008 crisis. Now, in the 2020 pandemic, 64 to about 44, and then back to all-time highs to 59. Roughly speaking, if you buy a 13.5, you need a financial crisis just to see your money go down to 6 to 7 pesos. So it's not that type of investment that is speculative. This is by far, I'd say, a sure shot, if you want to say a sure shot in the Philippine market. It's a sure shot in the sense that you will definitely make double your money if you've got 8 years. You just cost average it. Don't do the lump sum. 13 today, next month 12, buy again, next month 11, buy again. The lower it goes near 7, the better off you are. Now, of course, the probability of it going to 7 is very little. So how much can it actually grow? As I said, 9% a year. 13 to 15, that's about it for the single year. Now, if it goes above 15, goes 16, 17, and more than a year, that is a take profit zone. I hope that it's clear for everyone, and I hope you learned something. This is Awesome10X giving a deep dive to Monde Nissin. Are we subscribing? The answer is yes. Definitely, it is a good company to invest upon. Bye-bye. Okay, you can learn more, guys, in the entire prospectus. So the prospectus will give you guys more ideas from their sales to their leading market share. Since there's people still here, I'm going to read a few important stuff in their prospectus. So you can go to the mondenissin.com website. I'll read to you the most important market shares. This is the growth part of Monde Nissin, the corn foods. Corn foods right now is the market leader in the alternative meat market in UK. Corn and Cauldron being the #1 and #3 brands with 28% and 5% retail market share by value in 2020, respectively, as set out in the OCNC industry report. At 11% by Linda McCartney was the #2 brand in 2020, and this is 2.5 times smaller than corn. So corn is already the #1 grocery retail brand in UK in the chilled and frozen meat alternative category. So whenever you're going into the groceries, supermarkets, definitely these are the brands that you'll recognize. Corn was recognized as one of Britain's biggest brands by The Grocer. It is a UK-based magazine. When you're buying your hot dogs or sausages, part of the people in UK wants to have a plant-based brand, and corn fits the bill. The scale of Corn Foods brand has enabled it to actually have a multiple global partnership with Liverpool Football Club, becoming the official sustainable protein partner and helping the club contribute to greater food sustainability as part of its Reds Go Green initiative. Corn has demonstrated successful partnerships with KFC, Greg's. Greg's is a sandwich place in UK. Costa, Pizza Hut in UK, collaboratively worked with partners to develop the vegan sausage rolls. Its top 5 food product for Greg's: the filet vegan burger for KFC, the vegan smoky ham and cheese toasty for Costa, and the vegan nuggets for Pizza Hut. So Corn believes that it has a very strong presence in the food service division and serves in approximately 70% of all schools, especially 22,000 of 32,000 schools in UK, available on all the menus of 4,500 pubs and bars of Corn Foods internal brand packing. This is going to be the growth field of Monde Nissin, if you're going to ask me. Superior meat, texture, and great taste. So microprotein, chicken. For the Filipinos out there, just think of it like your Monterey, which is your meat product, but or your San Miguel. Yeah, your San Miguel Pure Foods, but this is plant-based. So a few things to understand. This is very important. In terms of market share, Lucky Me, 68%, #1. In the biscuit category, you're #1, 30%, 57%. Skyflakes, Fita, MY Sun, Nissin Butter Coconut Sandwiches. You've got on the cookies, 14.4. That's Bingo and Skyflakes Cracker Sandwiches. Wafer, you're first in Nissin Eggnog and Nissin Breadsticks. Wafer Choco Waffle Deluxe, it's second place. Other stuff is Mamacita's Oyster Sauce. You've got Dutch Mill Yogurt Drinks, #1 in that category. Del Light Cultured Milk, 27% in that category. The group's brands and products already received numerous awards, recognition for market performance, including the most purchased brand in the Philippines, #1, and best-selling brand in total Philippines, second award for the Lucky Me brand in the Nielsen CNAG Awards. Definitely, we are seeing that the addressable market is very huge in terms of the plant meat category. So you are actually seeing in Corn Foods the growth, and then the value and the cash flow machine, the mature company for the Monde Nissin family. So this is really a definite buy rating in all aspects. It's just a matter of whether you can avail of the IPO. So about 30% is allocated to the retail. As I said, $300 million up for grabs for the retail market. I'm pretty sure that the 70%, which is $700 million, will already be allocated with top institutions. And those institutions are going to get in here just for the primary motive of about 9 to 10% yield. So all the bond investors, all the cash conservative investor portfolios will definitely allocate for this type of investment. Thank you very much, guys, and thanks for watching Awesome10X. See you again every day. Bye.